Drocella, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen. I think just the view.
If you could put it in
Okay.
slide view, that would be fantastic.
Give me a second.
Bottom right, the far bottom right.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I like John Maxwell quote that says, needless to say, you can love people without leading them, but you can not lead people without loving them. Love is the cornerstone of volunteerism and leadership. We give our time, our talents, and our treasures to the causes we like, including welcoming refugees and immigrants. Before I continue, I wanted to thank you, Dr. Milan, and all the organizing team for putting together this wonderful summit. Yesterday it was fantastic, and today it will be fabulous too. According to the United Nations High Commission of Refugees, there are more than 120 million of displaced people around the world who are fleeing their homes because of conflicts, persecution, and violation of the human rights. And among them, almost 44 million are refugees. We need leaders who are heart-centered, optimistic, and transparent in order to solve the problem the worldwide has. Let us talk about the heart-centered leaders. And I want you to participate as much as you can. Would you rather have an empathetic leader who prioritizes your well-being, ensures the well-being of other people you work together, the team, or the leaders who are focusing on themselves, who are saying, follow me, my highway is your highway. So if you choose number one, empathetic leader, put a thumbs up in the chat, and then thumbs down in the chat. So as we know, many people or many leaders sometimes do not consider the well-being of the people they lead, even at the workplace. The top-down model is no longer working. And this is why many employees also are leaving the workplace. According to the statistics, they say that for the last year in 2023, 900 billion were lost because people were leaving the jobs. And they say now that people are not leaving their jobs, they are leaving their leaders. So regarding the second attribute of optimism, would you rather have a leader who creates an atmosphere of fear or doubt? Or would you rather have an optimistic leader who motivates others, who show the way, and who have active listening? Which one do you choose between the two? So in the current world, there are a lot of misery, problems that we are facing every day. But these problems sometimes are not new. But when we lead collaboratively, when there is a collective leadership, we can better manage our problems. And this is why we need leaders who are optimistic, who do not create fear, but who are open to ideas from the people they lead. And would you rather have a leader who is honest with all stakeholders? Or would you rather have a leader who hide information Have you heard leaders who say, don't tell this to anybody? When you hear those words, it means they are not open and they are not inclusive to everyone. So they are sharing information with some people and they hide information to other people. And those leaders are not the one we want. We want people and leaders who are inclusive, who are collaborative, and who work together even in the difficult moments, because when you rock arms together, you find solutions and you deliver. So what is my volunteerism experience? Up until now, I am a volunteer as board member with the Refugee Congress. The Refugee Congress is a national organization in the US, built by refugees and led by refugees and asylees and asylum seekers, who is providing expertise in the well-being of refugees and other vulnerable migrants. I am also a board member in the East Tennessee Foundation, local foundation here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I am an advisory board member at Oak Ridge Human Resource Alliance. And I am an ambassador of the US Refugee Private Sponsorship Program. Normally, the refugee program was a government program only, but since a year ago, the US opened up the volunteerism to the private sponsorship. So now permanent residents or US citizens can put them together, like 5 volunteers can welcome a refugee family and they can provide the resources for that. And I appreciate this new initiative. I am also mentoring an asylum seeker family because as a former refugee, I endured a lot of things in terms of integration. The integration journey in a new country is not an easy thing. So now I'm showing them the way so they don't delay where I delayed. But there are some also challenges for the volunteerism experience. I noticed, I do not know about you, maybe if you think that there are misinformation, you can put M in the chat. In my case, I noticed that many people are not informed about the refugees and immigrants problems. And also, I served as an executive director for Bridge Refugee Services. And that time, I saw some people who wanted to do proselytizing. The people who are not serving unconditionally, but they are transitional, like volunteers. And I didn't want to work with those ones. I said, you have to serve the refugees' need, but if you want to convert to your church or your faith, this is not the right thing to do. Because sometimes people forget that also some refugees are fleeing religious persecution, and we have to respect that. And then I face also people with a scarcity mindset who are saying, oh, we don't have enough for regular citizens, but there is enough for all of us, as somebody said yesterday. There is enough for veterans, for disabled people, for everybody, any category of population, if we work together and we are open to ideas. And then one of the things I see are the political refugees are in the limbo. Sometimes they are not helped, and you don't hear people talking about them. And I engage you to find a way to find them and to find special needs, because some of them are in the shadow. They don't even speak, and they don't even go out in the public. So what are my 3 values, business values? Is trust. And we are dealing with trust in many areas in our communities, at the workplace, and then community. I do believe that where there's a trust, you can create a community, and then within the community, we create championship. Companies or communities, or even at home, when everybody champions one another, this is how you get the results. When I became a refugee, I think I was a victim. I had a victimhood mindset, but I did get to the point was to say, I am no longer a victim. I am a creator. And then I created this diversity in action system, showing companies how they can save money on hiring, reduce employee turnover by turning their employees into loyal ambassadors of the company. This system has 5 pillars. The number one pillar is declaring your commitment to diversity and inclusion. You define goals and metric. You dedicate enough resources to the programs, and then you develop a training plan for your employees, and then you deliver results. I think the previous speaker emphasized more about delivering results. And then the sub-pillars of this system is welcome, and then trust. I want to help companies to embed storytelling within the organization. Yesterday, we were talking about the value of vulnerability. And I think when we are more vulnerable, we are more connected, we are more relatable. And then unity. We have a lot of division in the world. Unity within our community and our working place is needed. And then wealth. How do we create wealth, and how you share wealth with the people you serve? And after seeing those problems of employee turnover, I did say, what are the things that our words are killing? They can kill, also they can heal. So I created a list of keywords which are related to values people can put into their diversity and inclusion statement. I'll not go through every one of them, but you can see on the screen today, like Charles, you did talk about the value of caring. I have care about here. We did talk about, we have caregivers, people who are caring about the loved one, and we have to make sure that when they are employees, they can have a good support. There are bullying and burnout problems in the workplace. So how do you address these issues when you create your diversity in action system? And they say that system creates wealth, and then the diversity in action creates wealth as well. Companies that work with me, I help them to customize their diversity in action system, their own. And you did talk about the fun. This is how the synchronicity is in what we are all doing together. So I have fun, flexibility, mentorship, innovation, relationships, listening. So multicultural. Sometimes when we are good leaders, we are open to different cultures. And that should be reflected in your values when you are attracting people to come to work with you. Last but not least, I talk about unity. I talk about uplifting others. I talk about working together, volunteerism. So we have to cultivate the volunteerism spirit at the workplace, as we said yesterday. And before I conclude, I wanted to ask you, in this world, when you see that they are hunting refugees and immigrants instead of helping them, what can we do collaboratively so the love, the kindness, the hospitality can be surrounded them so we can thrive together? And I thank you for listening. I want to stay in touch, and also I am ready to collaborate with you amazing leaders globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Drocella.